Hello, everyone. This is Will,
And this is Alex.
and welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I don't know what to... I don't know.
I do.
Goo Goo Gaga?
No. Not quite. Not quite goo goo gaga.
Goo Goo Gaga.
No. Not
Yes.
quite.
Yeah, no. That's
It
what I'm
more... It happened again.
saying. It happened again.
We got played.
Again.
We got played. Now, I can't say I'm too surprised, because this is very low rated. Deservedly so. But still, every now and then you hope to yourself that you're not going to get played.
Especially when you have a podcast where you review movies and movies that you generally enjoy, like horror and action movies.
Well, we knew what we were getting into, but...
I mean, we knew we were going to get played a lot, but you just have that glimmer
Not this much.
of hope, right? You just have that, that thing where you're just like, okay, well, maybe this time will be better.
Listen, this is the same year that we've had Bug
Dolomite.
and Psychic Killer.
Yeah.
All of which
Are fantastic.
are fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Fucking entertaining as hell, and I'd say Bug and Psychic Killer are pretty fucking underrated.
I think so.
But then,
Then you got movies like this.
I just want to get the titles right, because there are multiple.
We're going to have a lot of AKAs on here.
Not just one.
Just one?
Yeah, I don't
That was a ton of them.
No, there's only two that I give a shit about.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
All right.
There are a lot of also known as, but there's only two that really matter.
It is called I Don't Want to Be Born, but apparently around here, stateside, the movie was called Sharon's Baby. Now, I'm going to have to ask a question. Who is Sharon?
I don't know. Because she wasn't the main person, was she?
Well, you see, there's an interesting thing. There
Yeah.
is not a single fucking character in this movie named Sharon. But when you look it up on IMDb, it's called Sharon's Baby. So, someone out there
Fucked up.
is having a big fucking laugh.
Well, I'm sure they're having a laugh even more when you
name your movie for someone who's not even in it.
Yes.
Who the fuck is Sharon? The main character is Lucy. But no, Sharon's Baby. Also, I think they called it Sharon's Baby because it makes you think of Rosemary's Baby.
I just love how you look up Sharon's Baby and then it shows up the poster for I Don't Want to Be Born.
Yep.
That fucking poster, though.
That poster makes the movie look significantly more sinister than it is.
I'll put it up, but it's
awesome.
It's fucking weird and it's awesome.
I love the poster, but this movie is hot garbage.
Yes.
Hot fucking garbage.
Oh my god, yes.
I
This
just,
is,
I just don't know.
I don't even know.
It's another one of those, 70s, I don't fucking know, satanic movies, I guess?
Yeah, kind of along the same lines of They Live and The Omen.
Not They Live.
Oh, not
It's Alive?
It's Alive, sorry,
Yeah.
It's Alive.
I mean, It's Alive isn't...
Not They Live.
It's not
duh,
satanic,
what was I
but
thinking?
It's Alive is the most similar one to this. But yeah, The Omen, The Exorcist, the fuck else? Rosemary's Baby, all of these movies. It's another one of those.
Yeah.
But it's just done in the worst imaginable way possible.
Yes.
It's just straight up garbage. I don't know.
I was trying to like this movie. I really was. I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. Whatever.
Well, I mean,
it
has an awesome soundtrack.
It does. That's the one thing that's the one thing I take away. I can take away. Sorry, the one thing I can take away from this movie. Sorry, this movie's broken me. The one thing I can take away from this movie is the soundtrack is on point. It's like...
It doesn't fit the movie at all, but I don't give a shit.
No, it's awesome, though.
I don't even give a shit.
If you like composers like John Carpenter and stuff,
It's funky.
You'll love this soundtrack.
My favorite song is the one that plays in the opening credits during the pregnancy.
Oh, God.
It's so out of place,
I love
but
it.
it's so great.
I think since we're talking about the pregnancy, let's go ahead and get into it.
Please.
Because that's the first scene.
Well, mostly because I want to get this garbage over with, and then I want to actually talk about the fundamental issues.
I mean, don't worry. There's not much substance here. So.
There isn't. I just want to talk mainly about the fundamental broken nature of the movie and how to fix it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you can fix it.
You can fix it.
But, they didn't want to.
No.
So
we start with a woman giving birth.
And the doctor says
that the baby doesn't want to be born.
Just name drop title.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, it doesn't want to be born.
And then we get the funky music. Now, this intro may make you think that this movie is going to be way more awesome than it is.
And I kind of was hoping, actually, because I was like, okay, we got a weird, awesome soundtrack already.
We got an awesome soundtrack and a ridiculously cheesy name drop right in the beginning of the movie. Okay. That's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, fair enough. This is where I had hope.
But no.
I lost hope real quick. So we get this funky soundtrack, and then they take, like basically, like, vice grips and, like, pull the baby out of her.
And then, yeah.
Which I don't think is regular practice.
Probably not.
Because they were, like, he was, like, struggling to get that baby out.
Yes.
Like, he was just, like, yanking it out.
Well, to be fair, it didn't want to be born.
Maybe they should have listened to it after watching this movie.
Just leave it in. It still has to cook.
Because after watching this movie, I don't think I wanted to be born.
Well, you had a better title.
I don't want to be bored.
Yes.
And we were.
We were. Thoroughly bored.
I don't want to be bored. Well, too bad.
It doesn't want to be bored.
So, the doctor goes to talk to the husband, and the husband's all excited. We meet Gino, the obviously not Italian.
Listen. I'm not even going to try to do this accent, because whatever he's doing, it's like every country on the planet.
Alex, you shouldn't try because he didn't try.
No, he tried. It's just what he was trying was not it. That was not it.
No.
It was all over the fucking place. Like, you remember that scene in Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
When they're pretending to be Italian?
He's like, arrivederci.
It was, like, not that ridiculous.
No, it wasn't that over the top. But, like, oh my god, it was bad.
His sister is a little better, but
not
even
mine.
then, she can't keep it consistent.
No.
But yeah, that's her husband, and he's excited. And they go into the room with the baby and the wife, and she is scratched.
She's scratched on her face. So they enter the room, and she's, like, cowering on the bed, and the baby's, like, set on the bed, like far away from her.
Yeah.
And she's crying, so they, like, flip her over, and she has a huge scratch on her face. And then they look at the baby, and it has, like, blood on its nails and on its mouth.
Like it scratched her and then tasted the blood.
So the husband talks to the doctor, and is just like, okay, well...
And they say this... They keep saying the baby's really strong.
Really strong and, like,
this.
really big for its age.
Get used to it, because you'll hear the baby is strong and big for its age in every other scene in the movie.
And then we get the first of many driving sequences.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not exciting driving sequences, by the way.
No.
Just people, like, regularly commuting. Wow, I cannot fucking talk. Commuting, like, back and forth between places.
But well, as you said, it's not, like, cool.
It's not exciting
it's
or cool.
not, it's not Miami Vice.
No, it's not, like, well shot or anything.
It's not Drive.
It's it reminds me of Psycho Killer from Texas, where they just plant a camera and just film.
and just you just film your car going.
Yep.
And then we have to see it park, and then we have to see them get out of the car. Then we have to see them walk to the building, and then sometimes they don't even drive. So we have to see them. We have to see them walk across the street. But they walk across another street, and then they finally get to the building. It's like
I
I
described this movie like when you download like a horror game that you're really excited for, like a new horror game, right? You're super excited for it, and then all you get is a walking simulator where you just walk everywhere and nothing happens.
Yeah. Occasionally, you might have to walk. You might have to hide from an invincible monster.
Yeah, and like something like maybe pops out here and there,
or a spooky face.
but it's mostly just you walking.
Yeah, and then it's over.
Yeah,
that's this movie.
It's like the Aztecalypse of.
Bitch, there were zombies that you got to slingshot in that game. Remember? Ain't no slingshots in this movie.
Oh, I wish there was.
Okay.
So they take the baby home and they set it in the crib, and the nanny, or Mrs. Hyde,
yes,
is there. I guess she's the nanny. So she's like playing with the baby, and it bites her finger.
Oh God.
And she's like, "Ow! It bit me, man!
Oh, it must be hungry."
Oh, it bit me really hard. You must. If I wasn't mistaken, I'd say it has teeth. Yeah. And it just shows the bored baby. I can tell you, this is the blandest baby in film history. This baby. This baby gives no fucks.
Every shot is the same.
It's just the baby just laying, looking like kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
bored.
What are we doing? Like,
nothing.
I want to get out of this crib.
It's
God. It's not like menacing or anything, and like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to make a baby menacing, but like, I don't know. Just don't show the baby looking bored all the time.
Yeah, like at that point, show less.
Even when it's freaking out, it looks like it's just mildly annoyed. It doesn't look like it's like full blown like temper tantrum. They got like the tamest baby to play this. Oh no.
Yeah, it's the worst. I don't know. Every time they showed the baby, I was laughing.
So then
I was so bored.
I know, it's ridiculous. So then the couple is talking, and they're saying like maybe like the baby's been freaking out, and like the mom starts worrying that the baby doesn't like her, and so the Gino gets a call from his sister saying that she's going to be in town to study at the convent.
Yep.
Because she's a nun. We learn, but she's going to be in town.
Yep.
So that she can see the baby and she can do her research.
She's doing animal research.
So we see him at his office. He greets the sister, and they're all like happy to see each other. And she wants to come and see the baby. And then we get the mom and her friend Mandy talking. They used to work together.
We'll find out how they used to work together.
Oh, we will.
And she comes over, and
so the mom's again talking about just the shit we already know, that the baby's like been acting out, that it's been like it's super strong and like big for his age, and he keeps growing every day, and how he's like he doesn't like her, and she's like worried that she's being a bad mom.
Then they start hearing noises.
Yeah, they hear this like echoing like
baby cry
noise,
and then like
this just yammering and like
it sounds like a fucking earthquake or some shit.
It sounds like Hulk like destroying shit up like in like the upper level. Like
I wish.
Like a bull in a china shop kind of thing.
I wish. But they go upstairs and they see the room is a bit trashed. And the baby's just laying on its like stomach.
Right.
And they see the baby it's like a clown head
in
his hands. Like he ripped off the toy's head. And then they flip him over and they leave. And she starts talking about what's like stressing her out.
Oh my god. And then we get a flashback while she's telling the story.
Well, so the whole flashback is her narrating it. Yes. But she used to work.
She used to work at a strip club?
I guess
it's a strip club. It's like a dance club, like where like a bunch of greasy dudes watch women strip in different like scenarios.
Yes.
So like she was like she was Esmeralda in the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yep.
And like
Her Hunchback
her partner, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Quasimodo, is this should we say little person? I don't know how to preface this.
I don't want
to be offensive.
I don't know the
correct
preferred.
term.
I don't know the preferred term for this. If I'm going to be completely honest with you,
I don't want to be offensive, but he's he's a
let's just say it.
A midget.
He's a midget.
Yes. Not trying to be derogatory, but he's a midget.
Yeah. Hold on, Hercules. Well,
yes.
That's his name in the movie. I'm not making this up.
Right. They name him Hercules.
So we'll refer to him as Hercules.
So
he's a midget, and she starts talking about how they were partners.
They partners, and she would
tease
him, and
he knew,
and
he likes her.
Did they establish that they had a actual relationship?
No, they never had a relationship.
Just a working relationship.
But he wanted one.
Okay, because he would stare at her all the time, doing her scenes and stuff, and only
because after he's
looked at her.
After he's done being Quasimodo, he goes behind a curtain and just stares at her.
So he goes away, she finishes her dance, and then she goes and to freshen up while she's narrating all this. She describes that she was in the back room and wanted to just get out of all those clothes and take all her makeup off. And Hercules comes in and
just stares at her.
He's had enough of waiting.
I was gonna say.
So he goes up to her and just stares at her while she's smoking, and she's
keeps staring, and then
he kept staring, and then he goes to the back of her and starts rubbing her shoulders,
and then starts rubbing her boobs,
and then starts groping her, and she gets all freaked out and tries to pull him off, and she's describing all this, of course.
Yeah, we don't actually hear it.
So she gets him off, and then the club owner Tommy walks in,
and kicks out Hercules.
Yes.
And then her and Tommy fuck.
Yep, you realize she had an affair with Tommy.
Yeah. Well, this is before she met Gino.
Right, she says affair, but it's not an affair.
Not
yet.
Not yet.
Oh, right.
But there will be. But she also talks about how after this night, she's going to Italy.
Yep.
And that's where she met Gino.
Yes.
But this is her last night at the club. And so her and Tommy fuck. Tommy leaves. She gets dressed up, starts going home.
And then we see Hercules, still dressed in his Hunchback of Notre Dame costume, on a stage, yelling just nonsense at her. You will be cursed. You will be cursed. Your son will be as big as I am small. And blobbity blobbity cursey shit.
Okay.
Shh. Oh, is this the curse? Shh. Okay, sorry.
You will have a baby, a monster, an evil monster conceived in your womb as big as I am small and possessed by the devil himself. That's the curse.
Yep.
That's it.
Now, I also want to say, at this point, we have gotten no backstory on Hercules. We have zero idea who he is. We just know he's some scumbag.
Imagine thinking that we deserve any backstory. Imagine being so entitled to think that movies need explanations or backstory or context.
You're right. My bad.
You're so entitled.
I just won't record the next episode. I'm sorry. It's my biggest insult.
You're so entitled.
I'm ashamed of
imagine
myself.
Expecting quality.
Dishonor on me, man. I'm sorry. I've fucked up.
Seriously, you expected quality? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. What did I expect from this podcast? Quality?
Because that's it. He just says that. That's it.
Yep.
No, nothing. No stereotypical gypsy shit. No black magic. No voodoo. Nothing. He just said some words.
He just said some shit after she wouldn't let him have his way with her.
That's all it takes.
And then there it is.
That's it. That's all it takes.
You just yell at someone.
So next time, if someone you don't like is having a baby, she wasn't even pregnant at this point, by the way.
Just be like, hey. I curse you. You're gonna have a baby. It's gonna be as big as I am small. It's gonna be in your womb, and it's gonna be possessed by the devil himself.
But it wasn't possessed by the devil.
No,
So fuck them.
it wasn't.
So fuck them. That's
Just fuck this movie,
God.
man.
It's stupid.
So the husband and the sister get home because they're all excited. They want to see the baby and everything.
Babby.
And the mother is crying. And so they go up and they run up into the room, and at this point Mandy's left, I guess, because they're not hanging out anymore.
Yee.
So I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Who gives a shit?
So they go in and the mom's like, "Oh, like he doesn't like me. He spit at me."
Oh yeah.
And like, they just like they don't really do much more in this scene. And that's pretty much it.
The next scene is they're baptizing it.
Yeah.
And everyone's happy. And
they're all saying hi to the baby, and then
they give the baby
the
to
priest.
The priest
goes to the holy water.
No.
Sort of.
No.
I don't even know. Like, because it didn't show
Here's
much.
What we saw. Here's what you see, okay? The priest takes the baby, and then the music gets all suspenseful, and then you just have this weird shot.
Oh, yeah, him, like, shaking.
Of him shaking a book. The Bible, presumably. And then some more suspenseful shit, and then another shot. Him shaking.
And the baby's, like, crying and, like, yelling.
Like, and then he hands the baby back to the mom, and they take it to the hospital.
And the nun, the Gino's sister, is like, we should take it to a hospital.
I don't know what happened there. I mean, they just...
I don't either.
The only thing they say is that he had a fit, but, like, all we see is the priest shaking a book. And it just looks like he's shaking his dick. That's what it looks like. That's all you see. You don't actually see him shaking the baby or anything. I'm like, this is nothing. Nothing.
So,
you predicted that they were gonna like put the baby in the water and it'll start boiling.
Yeah, that would have been more exciting than what we actually got.
That would be awesome, but
yes.
No, we can't. We can't have anything awesome.
Absolutely not. So, the doctor basically... So this whole scene is the doctor can't explain what's wrong. He just says it's bigger than it's supposed to be, and...
It's very strong.
It's very strong. Like we've heard a million times already.
He suggests that maybe the wife is freaking out because of, like,
postpartum depression.
Yeah. And then that maybe she should see somebody else.
Like a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And then they suggest that, like, they're going to, I guess, start sedating the baby because it's having, like, really, like, horrendous freakouts.
And they hire a
nanny.
Yeah.
Well, not a nanny,
it's
like a babysitter.
Yeah, and yeah, they hire her.
Because the nanny's already there.
And then they go out for dinner or something.
Yep.
And the nanny is with the baby. Or babysitter, whatever the fuck. And then they come home.
And they come home and they go upstairs and they hear some weird noises. And then
they hear screaming.
They go into the bathroom.
And then we see a hand, like, holding
the babysitter's, like, head
in the bathtub.
In what we presume is a bathtub. It didn't look like a bathtub at first, but then
some sort of water.
So they walk in, and the, like, babysitter gets up and, like, wrings out her hair and is like, "Oh, I don't know what happened. I must have slipped. I swear I could feel something holding me down." And then, like, they take the baby out and, like, put it in the crib, and then this is where she starts seeing the Hercules in
so
what they do is they'll show the baby, like, kind of like
bored,
wiggling around, bored.
No, not even wiggling, just the baby, like, blank,
and then
staring.
And then it'll, like, just cut to 2 milliseconds of Hercules in the towel, just like being like a goofy baby, and then it goes back to bored baby.
I have the picture.
Yeah.
Just,
oh my god, that should be the YouTube.
Like, if you look up this movie
if
you look up this movie on IMDb, there's a picture of Hercules, like, in the baby towel.
Yep.
In the crib.
So she starts, like, thinking something's, like, really wrong, and she calls back over Mandy. So we get another scene of her chatting with Mandy about how the baby's evil.
Is this where she explains that she fucked Tommy?
Yes, where she fucked Tommy before, when her and Gino were married.
Right before they got married.
Yep.
Tommy was they were at a party, and he just had to do it to him.
No flashback, by the way.
Well, thank fucking God.
Yeah.
I don't need that flashback. But that's... So she thinks the baby might be Tommy's. What this has to do with the plot is fucking beyond me.
Because
nothing.
Nothing until later has to do with the actual plot.
Yeah, no.
So...
oh, God.
So there's chatting with Mandy, more chatting, more driving around, more walking around.
She goes somewhere, and then...
We finally get the babysitter with the baby in the park. And she's strolling around the baby in the park, and we have, like, she passes, like, an old woman with 2 dogs. And, she parks the stroller next to, like, a lake.
Yeah, like, right next to the...
And, like, opens the thing, and then she turns around to, like, look at the lake. She's like, look at how beautiful it is. And we see this little baby hand reach up out of the... this little menacing baby hand reach out of the crib and just push her.
We needed more scenes like this.
I wish. But this is the only, like, legit scene we get.
This is the only scene of the menacing baby hand.
Yes.
Because the scene where...
The little tiny baby hand that pushes her into the...
Because the scene where the baby hand is holding her in the water, when you see the hand, it's so obviously not a baby hand.
Yes, but this one they actually, like, tried to make it look like a baby hand.
So just the baby hand sticks out and shoves her so hard.
She, like, runs it... She, like, falls in and, like, supposedly hits a rock...
And smashes her fucking skull open, apparently. And dies. And then the woman with the 2 dogs walks over and it's like, oh, look, what a beautiful baby. And the dogs start barking and she freaks out because she sees the body. And the cops show up and they're like, this is an accident.
Blobbity, blobbity,
blah, blah, blah.
The next important scene is the brother and sister are talking and the brother's explaining how the wife now thinks it's a possession because she
thinks the baby has something to do with the babysitter's death.
Yes.
And then the sister says she thinks the baby might be possessed.
By the devil.
By the devil.
By the devil.
She's supposed to be Italian, too.
So
both of them...
Mrs. Hyde and the mom are talking, and the mom leaves, and we get some random-ass guy, I guess the groundskeeper or something. Some random-ass guy, he's, like, cleaning out this, like, drain gutter.
And finds a dead mouse.
Finds a dead mouse. She says, put it in the bin because I hate mice.
And then she's like, don't wake the baby up. It's hard enough to sedate him.
And then he, like, keeps cleaning up. Well, no, he keeps cleaning up. She goes and makes some tea. And she brings it out, and he's like, thanks for the cuppa, and then, like, goes away. And then she's stirring her tea and pulls out a mouse with her spoon. The same mouse, supposedly, from the bin. Like, see, what I don't get...
How?
Because she had the cup inside.
Yes.
Unless there was, like, a very small time jump. I don't know.
No.
But, I don't get it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Will.
Yeah, well, we'll move on.
Don't trouble yourself.
So, yeah, she finds the mouse in the cup of tea and then screams, and then she doesn't like the baby anymore after that.
The mom goes...
She goes to the strip joint. She goes to see Tom.
But on the way there, she sees Hercules.
She has to spy on Hercules for a minute.
She hides in, like, a doorway while Hercules walks past.
And so he leaves, and then she goes in and meets up with Tommy while he's watching, like, new girls dancing.
He's auditioning new stripper dancers.
And he, like, offers her a job again and is like, you always have a job here, baby.
And then he's like, let's go to our favorite spot for dinner. Or for lunch or whatever the fuck.
And so the sister goes back to the doctor.
And they talk about...
oh my god, I hate
spirituality and
like, science. And, like, how... Like, it's basically religion against science. This whole conversation is religion against science.
Yeah, because he's just like... Well, I don't believe in, like, possessions and stuff because you can't prove it. And she's like, oh, but I can prove it and blah, blah, blah.
By the people who are cured and all this stuff. And, like, just gobbledygook. This scene isn't important because nothing happens after this scene.
It's gobbledygook.
Because it doesn't go anywhere.
No,
They're just still talking about philosophical bullshit that I don't care about.
None of this goes anywhere.
So... The next scene is we get
The mom is having lunch.
wait 1 sec. Lucy goes back to the conservatory and grabs that. She puts the mouse back in the cage.
Not
and
Lucy.
The sister or whatever her name is.
Gino's sister.
Yeah, Gino's sister goes back to the conservatory and starts studying a little tiny book, and we guessed that it was about exorcism.
Ooh,
and
how shocking!
Sure as shit.
It is.
Just wait for it.
Just wait for it, baby.
So,
but you know what this is? It's the speed exorcism guide.
Yes, the how to exercise your baby in 3 minutes or less.
Which I need that book.
Yes, me too.
I think we all do.
I think we do, just in case.
In case you ever have to deal with this.
Just on the off chance that you ever have a devil baby.
On the off chance that a little person curses you.
Yes.
With a, one sentence curse.
Yes.
You'll need this.
So, now Tommy and the mom talk.
At what is the weirdest lunch place I've ever seen?
It's so weird. There's tables set up right, not even kidding, like literally inches from a pool.
With people, jumping in and swimming.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's sanitary.
Yeah, and they're just...
So they're eating and, they're talking, and she's basically accusing him of being the dad. She doesn't know, but she's basically saying, we had an affair, 9 months before I got married and stuff like that.
Basically, that the timeline of the baby's birth lines up with when they had the affair.
So then he gets, mad, and he's like, it's not my baby. How dare you accuse me of this?
He accuses her of being a gold digger.
Yeah, so she, runs away, and he runs after her.
And they drive to her place, and he's going to go look at the baby.
Yeah. Because he wants to know.
Yeah, because I guess he'll be able to say, but he finds out something he doesn't like.
So he goes to look at the baby, and he leans down into the crib, and you see the mother's face looking at something, and then you go back to him, and you hear and then you see him get up, and his nose is all bloody,
and he just that little bastard, and leaves.
He says, that little bastard, he must be yours.
It's well, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
But it takes two?
And I should mention that we also see Mrs. Hyde, pissed off because she doesn't like the baby at all.
She doesn't like... Yeah,
she doesn't like taking care of the baby, and she actually vocally says it.
Yeah,
she's like, I wouldn't go wake him because it's I don't want to deal with him unless he's asleep, basically.
It's better when he's asleep.
Yep. So, oh my God.
We get a very long scene of the husband going to...
shopping. He's going to the grocery store.
He goes to buy his clothes. He buys all this shit and comes home. And they get drunk.
And dance.
And they fuck.
So then it's later in the night, and the husband hears this weird chuckling sound.
But first he hears a crying.
Oh yeah, and he goes to check on the baby.
It's gone.
So he goes in and it's gone, and we see a window with all the slats broken out.
And then he hears a chuckle outside.
So he goes outside, and he's looking around, and he looks up in the tree, and what hangs down from the tree?
A rope.
And then you hear another chuckle.
And then it hangs him.
Then another chuckle.
And then he's dead, and it drops him.
And another chuckle.
And it grabs him and shoves him into the fucking...
And another chuckle.
It shoves him into the drainage thing. That's it.
That's what you get.
Mom wakes up. He's not there. She's freaking out.
Oh my God, this turn of events is just so goddamn boring.
Can we please just skip all this garbage?
Yep. So basically there's a good 5 to 10 minutes of them just looking for Gino.
We know where he is, but we have to watch the characters walking and driving.
They really cared about the characters finding out what happened to Gino, even though we, the audience, already fucking know what happened to him.
He's dead. But we get scene after scene after scene of them looking, and then eventually culminates
she even goes to the police station, everything.
The nun sister comes to the house.
Oh, we also, one thing that is important, we finally see that Mandy, the friend, is sleeping with Tommy.
Okay, but
It doesn't matter.
I was gonna say.
It really doesn't.
In what way is
because
this
that's the
relevant?
last time you see Mandy or
Tommy.
That's it.
Who gives a shit?
So
and the nun sister comes over, looks at the baby,
and the baby like takes her across and like scratches her on the face,
and then for a split second turns into the midget. So apparently, the nun can also see him. I guess maybe.
So then she's like going insane. She calls the doctor over. The doctor comes in over and like sedates the mom, and then like goes to check on the baby, and the baby
is gone.
The baby is gone, and so we hear this chuckle again.
He goes
and we're
outside.
like, oh my god, not again.
Yes.
So he goes outside. We hear another chuckle. Then he goes and like looks in the rain gutter, and you see a hand sticking out.
And then
he goes over and looks at it, and you hear another chuckle.
And a shovel comes out.
And a shovel just swings down.
Hits him once in the throat.
I thought it hit him in the head first, but then it shows his throat bleeding.
Hits him in the throat, and it's like a bunch of blood, and then it hits him again.
Swings down again, and it hits him again, and it decapitates him.
And you see a brief shot of his head flying off and a bunch of blood. And that's it for him.
Yep.
And then eventually the mom wakes up.
Yeah, she's like still sedated though. This is a weird scene.
This scene is garbage.
So she looks over and like Tommy's in bed with her, and then he like smiles and tries to kiss her.
Oh, this shit.
And she like freaks out, like, goes away.
Okay, so she has a nightmare.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the nightmare, like Tommy's like sleeping with her and his face is all bloody. And then like it's just filmed and like it looks like they slathered the camera in Vaseline.
Yes.
And just like tilted it at a Dutch angle. Because that's scary.
Oh my god. So she goes to check on the baby. Baby's not there. And then she goes outside, hears Gino's voice, looks up in the tree, and it's Hercules in the tree.
It's Hercules in the tree. No, that's later. That's the actual scene.
Oh yeah, never mind.
You fuck.
Sorry.
No, then she goes and like looks in this room and there's someone in the bathtub drowned. And she runs at them. And then she's the person again. And then we have the same shot of her running at the bathtub again.
We get the same shots, like, of her running down the hallway, like, 3 times.
Yeah.
It's like an action movie where they show the kick, or, like, the guy falling out the window a bunch of times, but this time it's a lame horror scene.
Where there's no reason. And then eventually she wakes up from the nightmare and starts looking around. After way too many scenes of her walking room to room, she walks outside, hears something in the tree, looks up, it's Hercules.
Hercules is in the tree, so she runs away, locks the door, and goes upstairs and like tries to lock her bedroom door, but there's no key.
And then she tries calling the police, and as soon as she gets them on the line,
you hear the chuckle.
Someone starts trying to open the door.
Oh, and it says like her name, like someone says her name in like a demonic voice.
And then she's like trying to keep whatever it is from opening the door and saying like,
I'm your mommy, you can't kill me.
I know you didn't want to be born. Blah blah blah.
I'm your mom, you can't kill me. I'm your mom. And then like you see like the door opens more and you see a knife come out, and then she's just like, I'm your
she's dead.
And then she's dead. So the mom, the dad, the doctor, pretty much everyone that could have helped this baby is gone.
But then
our hero comes in.
Exorcism.
So the nun comes in, ignoring, I don't know, she doesn't see any dead bodies, so I guess that's fair. So she goes into the
babby room.
Oh, we should also mention that the mom had also called Mandy, and Mandy was like, oh, I'll come over tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the last you see of Mandy.
That's it.
So, she comes into the baby's room, and the baby's laying in the crib, and then we get a scene of Hercules starting in like a new strip routine of like him with a bunch of women in like gold sequin dresses, and so he starts dancing with them, but that'll come in importance at the end. So she gets out this little book that she's been reading and starts to perform an exorcism.
And the crib starts shaking, like in another movie that we've seen.
And the baby starts crying, and we get all these sizzling sounds and crackling and like...
Like another movie we've seen.
Yeah, except this one isn't disgusting or horrifying at all. It's just a bored baby laying in a crib being exercised while everything shakes.
You know, there's
and
that.
while, like
There's
while
that
there's
very-
like a grinding, like sizzling noise.
Well, Will, there's that very obscure movie. You might have seen it, called The Exorcist.
You mean my favorite horror movie?
It's very obscure, you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, very obscure.
Yeah.
Very.
Totally
Wasn't shocking at the time at all.
This totally didn't take the ending
Like that?
No, not
Where
at
the
all.
baby flies around the room.
Oh yeah,
But
I
like
love
not well. Like it just
No,
It shows
it's
him
just-
like it's
you
someone
hear like you hear like a whoosh, and then like
it's some guy like it's some person like obviously holding the baby's feet because he's off camera, and then he'll just like lightly slide him on the
and
ground.
then like someone else like putting it down on the ground again,
yeah,
as if the baby's like whooshing around the room.
yeah, like slamming into like the walls even though no impact is made, and then like slamming on the ground even
Like-
though nothing happens.
Like where's that? And then like you just get scenes of a bored baby laying there while she's like
Puts touching the cross to his forehead and like
And you
saying all this
see
stuff.
as she keeps doing this,
And the baby like reaches up and like rips her shirt.
which is then like not ripped, but whatever.
And then you see it while this exorcism is going on. Like
You see, Hercules starts to like. He basically starts dying.
he starts to like have almost like a heart attack. Like
Yeah.
he gets
So
short
he's
of breath.
still like doing his like weird dance.
He like
while
adjusts his
all the like he's like he looks like he's having a heart attack, but the dancers are still like moving him around while he's like slowly dying.
and then he like tries to like unbutton his collar and
all
like,
that happens.
he's trying to breathe.
She does the Exorcist,
She does the exorcism
and Hercules dies.
and Hercules dies and the baby's fine.
She puts the baby in the bed. The cops show up. The end.
That's it.
Oh no, that's not the end. I forgot. I forgot what really happens. Here's what really happens. They put the baby in the Child Protective Services, and then the baby gets shuffled from family to family and grows up to be a horrible alcoholic, and dies before the age of 30.
That baby's fucked.
That's the real ending.
Well, because okay, so here's the thing. Like, not
I'm only half joking, but that is the mom. Like,
the mom,
am I crazy?
the dad, and the doctor are all dead.
No, they killed the mom like 5 minutes before this, and it's just never mentioned again.
Well, I hate it because also the mom is the only one that was saying she was possessed. Like even the sister didn't kind of
But it's
believe
like-
her at first.
She just tucks the baby in and leaves. That's it. Like, happy ending.
That baby's fucked. It just killed its entire family.
What's the deal? Is it normal now?
That baby's just gonna be fine.
It's no longer possessed by a...
Yeah, but like you just took the baby from one fucked situation and put it into another fucked situation. So what good does that do?
What happened to your parents? Oh, I was possessed by a midget named Hercules, and I murdered all of them. What?
I killed my mom and my dad.
I stabbed my mom.
Do you want to know how I hung my dad and then
Oh,
I
by the
stabbed
way,
my mom?
I did all of this in like the first month of my birth.
Not even the first month. This is like the first
First
week.
week.
The first week.
But hey, he might grow up to be really strong.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
I just have so many problems with this movie.
Oh, really? Really?
Alright, should we get into our final thoughts or do we want to complain about this?
Our final thoughts will be complaining.
Okay.
This is garbage.
My final thought is this is clearly a film made by a guy who hates any sort of any kind of suspense or thrills or like anticipation or like stressful scenes or surprises. He just likes cut and dry
Surprises.
stories where like you know exactly what's happening. You know who's dead, so you know you're the only one that knows who's dead, so it doesn't even matter. And why would you be trying to say like obviously the characters are trying to look for the guy, but like why would we care because we already know he's dead, so there's no like outcome to that. But whatever. I digress.
Wow, Will.
Like I don't understand this like director's like mantra here. Like I don't understand his vision. Like I get
Vision.
I get he. Oh, well, yeah.
Vision.
I use that term very loosely. Like,
Dude,
he's
that's like-
obviously trying to make a horror movie. I get it. Like, I mean, I understand his, like, ultimate vision. But, like, why wouldn't you want to, like, build suspense or create, like, an uneasy atmosphere or, like, not have a bored baby, like, just, like, randomly intercut with like, Hercules fucking in a bed, like, wrapped in a blanket. And, like, it's goofy. And, like, goofy in the wrong way.
No,
Those scenes are goofy.
I disagree.
And then
It's not. My issue is that it's not goofy enough. They really thought this was some real shit. It's
Well, like-
filmed like they thought this was some real shit.
to me it just feels lazy. Like it just
Oh,
feels,
yeah.
it just feels like some guy trying to like go off of like It Lives, like, and it's like he watched It Lives and then tried to make a bland, boring, like second rate version of it.
Yeah, it's Alive crossed with The Exorcist, basically.
Yeah. But like The Exorcist, like it's weird. It's like cuz The Exorcism isn't even like exciting. It's literally the last 3 minutes of the movie. Like I can't make that up. Do you remember The Exorcist where like half the movie is the exorcism?
Yes.
Like it's a long drawn out operation because
Yes.
it's really hard to get that demon out of the main character.
Yes.
Like do you did the director of this not understand struggle?
No.
Like you have to
Because-
struggle to get
But
that
Will,
thing.
We had to have an hour 30 minutes of
Walking and driving and people
plot.
talking about nothing that pertain. So the stuff they talk about pertains to the main plot, but
Does it?
It doesn't go anywhere.
Does it though?
Vaguely,
Nah.
vaguely.
Nah.
But like,
No.
it's just not important. None of those scenes are important. Like you could have cut out half those scenes. You can do a super cut, and this movie would be like 20 minutes long. Maybe. So those are my final thoughts. This guy is a lazy hack, and he doesn't like any sort of suspense or anything that makes a. He hates. He's a man who made a horror movie, but he hates horror movies.
Horror.
He hates anything that has to do with horror movies because this is not a horror movie. And that's my final thought. Fuck this director, this lazy asshole. You could have done so much because there's not like a ton of movies about a possessed baby, right? Like there's a lot of creepy shit you can do with babies. A lot of people are creeped out by babies. There's a lot of shit you could do with a creepy baby thing. They've done it in horror movies before, but no, you couldn't. You had to make the fucking blandest, most boring baby possession movie I've ever seen. That's my final thoughts. Fuck this director. He's a fucking lazy hack.
Fuck this garbage. I hate this movie.
I hate it. I really do.
So here's how you fix this, okay? Like, you know, there's this big trend of remaking movies,
Yeah.
but it's always like, let's remake good movies and then fuck it up. Well, how about remake bad movies and get them right?
I agree.
So someone should remake this movie. Here's the thing. Here's how you fix it. It's fucking obvious, right? Whole movie's obvious.
Yeah.
We know the baby's fucked up.
Right. We already know the baby's possessed.
There's no suspense there. We know who killed Gino. Zero suspense. So why do we have, as an audience, get 20 fucking minutes of people investigating a death of someone who we know what happened to him?
Yeah.
We know.
Why would we care that the characters know?
We know
Like
the mom...
these characters are fictitious characters.
Yeah.
Why on earth would we care that they're trying to figure out how he died
We know.
or where he is? We already know as the audience. We don't care.
And they're not that interesting that we care enough to, like, watch scene upon scene of them investigating a death of a character that we know. We know. And we know the mom's not crazy. We know.
So this even more
Zero.
obvious is how we fix this, and I'll let you explain it.
So here's the thing. Make it not obvious. Don't show the baby doing anything. I know that's blasphemous, but seriously, don't show a baby hand pushing the babysitter into the water. Like, all of those scenes, don't show anything. Because then it would make it more interesting, because then it's like, oh, is she crazy? Like, if you just have scenes of, like, where she freaks out at something, but you don't see it. Or you find out later the babysitter, like, fell in the water and hit her head and died, but you don't see the baby push her, right? Or you just see Gino wake up at night, and then he walks into the baby's room, and then it cuts, and then the wife wakes up,
and there's no Gino,
and then she walks in the baby's room, everything's destroyed, no Gino, all the slats on the window are broken. Then it's like, you don't know, right? All of this, you don't know, is she crazy?
Can I make another argument? Take Hercules out of the movie.
No. Unacceptable.
Yes. No.
Hercules is the most
If you want to make...
important... It's the most important visual representation of little people in the filmmaking industry ever.
No, I'm sorry. Like, if you're going to have Hercules in it, just don't make him the bad guy. Like, just take him out. Take that whole subplot out. Like, isn't the mystery more horrific than knowing that that Hercules cursed her with not having anything to do with like the typical cliches like black magic or like voodoo or like anything like that? He is literally, they don't go into any of that. He just can curse her just by saying a couple words.
Yes.
Take that all out.
No, unacceptable. It's so important.
You're talking about making a good movie. Take that all out. Just take that subplot out.
It's so important, Will. I mean, they had to have it. We had to have that flashback scene. Because if we didn't, where would we be in our life? If we didn't have a scene of Hercules cursing somebody who wasn't even pregnant yet. Through one sentence.
Now, another thing I would have done is at the scene where the mom calls the police and drops the phone because she has to close the door, instead of the baby saying her name for some reason, have the baby crying on the phone. Or like maybe a distorted cry or something like that while she tries to keep the door like closed. I don't know. There's so many ways to fix this movie. I hate it. It's just... The director just didn't fucking care. He's just like, whatever, I'm just going to explain everything, and it's going to be boring as fuck. Here you go.
Explain everything.
He over-explains the whole movie. That's exactly what he did, because he's a lazy fucking hack.
I just don't know.
I don't know either, man.
I just don't know. It's garbage.
Just remake bad movies. Like, you can start with this one.
Just...
Because...
Go watch It's Alive.
Or the original Omen.
Okay? Which is weird, because the Omen came out a year after this, and it's a million fucking times better.
It's way better.
But, I have a homework assignment for all of you. Go on YouTube, type in It's Alive, and then The Birth from Hell. Okay? And just watch that scene. And then, after you're done watching that scene, go on YouTube and look up I Don't Want to Be Born. And please, just fucking I dare you to watch this garbage pile.
After seeing just that clip.
Just
the clip.
It is a 2-minute clip from It's Alive. Just try to compare, like, cinematography, acting, like...
Lighting.
Blood.
Yeah.
Horror shit. Lighting.
Camera work. I don't know.
Acting, intensity, like music. It's just
atmosphere.
Everything to this vanilla ass Lifetime movie garbage.
This is a Lifetime movie.
This, you know what the filming in this is like? It's like those garbage ass Netflix Christmas movies.
Yes.
Like the Christmas Prince, the Christmas fuckadoodle princess.
I would almost argue that those are filmed better than this garbage.
I mean, I don't know. Debatable. But the filming in this, it's about as creative as that.
Yes, just I would agree.
Flat. Just people stand there.
It is
film Boom. Nothing.
This is the oat bran of fucking horror movies. It's boring. It's bland. There's no flavor. There's no excitement. You just get a fucking bowl of oat bran, no sugar, and pour milk on it, and you got your fucking film.
But that's not enough. See, for this case, it would also have to be like that cheap ass like fucking Walmart milk, where you can taste the fucking chemicals in it.
Mm-hmm.
It just like tastes like water.
Oh yeah, and it's off-brand oat bran.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. It's generic oat bran with generic milk.
It's a generic version of an already off-brand,
and it's stale.
Yeah, it's got mold on it.
So it just tastes like you're eating a bowl full of cardboard.
It's got mold on it.
That you poured paste
That's
onto.
this.
Yeah.
This is the off-brand generic version of It's Alive.
It's
with a slight serving of The Exorcist.
It's the film version of a walking simulator.
I mean, listen, there's some walking simulators that have like great storylines.
There are,
but this ain't it.
Nope.
It's not it, Chief. It's not it, Chief.
Oh well, let's go into more exciting news. Exciting for you guys, not exciting for us. I don't know. Next Sunday.
Wow.
We are doing another They Mostly Come Out at Night live stream.
Yes, we are.
We'll have guests.
Well, a guest.
Maybe two. I'm not sure. We'll see. I might have someone in mind too.
What the fuck?
I don't know. We'll see.
Excuse me?
Yeah, we'll see. We might have guests. We might have our friends come hang out to bear witness to this fucking horrendous trash pile of games we have going.
More guests?
Possibly.
Wild.
We'll talk about it.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. We need more entertainment to get us through these games.
Do we?
We can even have them play the games and then we don't have to fucking play them.
Whoa.
See? We are making them do our work for us.
That's unacceptable.
It's completely acceptable, and we might do it.
I don't know.
If we just can't stand the fucking game, we will just have them play the fucking game.
Absolutely unacceptable.
They can, like, be our runners, too.
I mean... Does anybody deserve that?
No.
Exactly.
So... But anyway, yes, we're very excited to play these... to just hang out again. Yeah, just for 6 hours. Just come on, chat with us. You know, we'll be on there the whole time. We're going to be playing... We got all new games. We got a ton of them. So... Be prepared for that. That's going to be interesting. And hopefully we fixed the audio problem. I think we will. And then I'm going to try and see if we can fix that weird visual cutoff where boxes the game in on a black screen. We're going to figure it out. But with these indie games, sometimes they have windowed versions and they're not the greatest quality. So we'll see what we can do. But the audio will be fixed.
What?
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
So,
okay. It's a bold promise.
It's a promise I can keep.
Okay, well.
We have a better microphone, Alex.
We'll hold you to that.
We have a better microphone now.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
The fucking whispered bullshit in my ear, boy. We're recording this on a fucking $2.
Yep, I bought it at a dollar store.
Yep.
Yep.
Off brand.
Mm-hmm. Like this fucking movie.
You bought this microphone at the same store they sell this movie.
Yeah, off brand. No. Generic Mart.
Is that where they got the director?
Probably.
Okay.
Just some fucking hack. It's like they put a bunch of stuff into a machine, but the machine is they were just testing it out and just spat out this movie.
They threw in fucking off-brand cereal and off-brand soda.
Yeah.
You
just farted out this movie.
That's it.
Yep. Here you go. Here's I Don't Want to Be Born.
I get it. I get it.
Yep.
I get it now. It all clicks.
I think on that note, we'll call it a night. As always, for They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
And this has been Alex.
We will talk to you all later.
Bye. Meh!